Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of the very first Hmong professional motorcycle racers, Aiden Tow.
Hello everyone. I'd like for you guys to enjoy your guys' lunch while I say a few words. First of all, can I have Alex come up and join me up on stage? Hello everyone, and great afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, dignitaries of all governments of Wisconsin. My name is Aiden Tow, and I am the first Hmong professional motorcycle racer. I have here with me Alex Neng Xiong. He is a very famous social media influencer, actor, model, and movie star. He is also known as the Hmong Bruce Lee. I am proud to call him a big brother, and we have many projects underway, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys all. We are both honored and proud to be here today to celebrate the Wausau Festival with you guys all. Many of you guys may not know, but I was born a Wisconsinite. I was born in Madison, and Madison will always be called home to me. Coming back here and being here today makes me even more of an honor to be born a Hmong American and be a part of today's Wausau's Festival. I am also super proud to be a third generation Hmong American here in the United States. My family, along with many Hmong families, came from a humble beings. We are a huge community and a culture displayed by war homeland. But we are resilient and persistent, and we have made dreams come true. The freedom and democracy accessible here in the United States and in this great country. The Hmong people have been prospered to the great distances, and this is just the beginning. It has only been 48 years, and look at all the success that us Hmong have accomplished. Across the United States, we have many elected officials, state senators, assembly members, mayors, city council members, school boards, and county supervisors, and other high-ranking officials. Not only do we have elected officials, we have successful doctors, lawyers, engineers, teachers, technicians, you name it. Many successful business owners and professionals. We have professional athletes in almost every sport category you could think of. We have them all because we all have a dream, and we're all resilient and persistent to pursue it. We have been able to achieve these and more because of those who paved the road ahead of us. It is because the men and women who have fought for our freedom that we have these opportunities. We cannot forget the sacrifice they endured for us. I can never forget how and where we have all came from. And I will make sure that those I am able to touch know how appreciated I am of where they have came from too. As I travel throughout the world to continue my racing career and journey, I am not afraid to show the world who I am and who I represent. I'll always make sure, whether I'm in Spain, Asia, this upcoming race in Thailand, I'll make sure to represent us Hmong as one community and represent the United States, because I will be the only rider and racer that will be representing the US this upcoming race for 2023. I have traveled all around the world. I have visited many Hmong countries in different parts of the world. To say there was a culture shock is an understatement. You don't know and appreciate what it means to be lucky to have what we have here in the United States. I urge every one of you to look and think beyond your comfort zone, because there are more to experience and to be served to others beyond yourself. I strongly encourage our leaders and successors to support and give guidance and encouragement to the youth, because they are our future. We do not have an excuse to not do so. Last fall, during my visit to the Hmong American Center, I was privileged enough to sit down with the Wausau's Mayor Katie Rosenberg. I was able to meet with the Marathon County Administrator Leon and Assembly Sider. Yee Xiong, most of these days, visits, and they were the best part of my visit here in Wisconsin, and I got to visit DC Everest School District. Just a few weeks ago, it was the anniversary of Aiden Tow Day, proclaimed by the city of Fresno by Mayor Jerry Dyer. I spent that day speaking to hundreds of students at Hope Community Academy in St. Paul, Minnesota. And just a few weeks ago as well, it was also the anniversary of Aiden Tow Day, proclaimed by the mayor of the city of Madison, Wisconsin, my birthplace. I love speaking to the youngsters and the youth. If I can inspire and encourage just one person during my visits, it is more meaningful than winning a first place trophy. Aside from motorcycle racing, that is the second best job. As President John F. Kennedy has once said, we do not dare forget today. We are the heroes of the first revolution. Let the world go forth from this time and place. To friends and foes that are alike, that the torch have been passed to all the new generations of Americans born in this century. Tempered by war, disciplined by hard and bitter peace, proud of our ancient heritage and unwillingness to witness and permit to slow undoing of the human rights to which nation has become committed and to which we are committed today at home and around the world. I am very honored to have accepted this invitation to be here today. Thank you to Yee Xiong, most importantly, for organizing this organization and making this Wausau Festival happen. It is a great privilege to be among all of these elected officials in front of me here today. Local government officials, dignitaries, and special guests. And however, it is amazing that President Joe Biden have acknowledged the great work of Hmong American Center and our presence today at the Hmong Wausau Festival in the city of Wausau, Minnesota, Wisconsin. A little bit confusion there. The community of the state of Wisconsin is amazing. I might just move back to Madison in a couple of years to apply to sit in Governor Tony's Everest seat. I'm just joking, that was just a joke. But thank you again, Hmong American Center, for having us all here today. To the competitors and athletes playing their hearts out behind us, your biggest win is showing up and giving your best effort. Enjoy the cultural programs, sports activities, and competitions, and the amazing food and community that we have with us today. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you guys for having me.
Aiden Tow, ladies and gentlemen. Aiden Tow, yeah. He quoted JFK. And he wants Governor Everest's seat. Applications are open, Aiden, when the time comes. So thank you very much, thank you very much. Going forward, we are on a tight schedule, and so we'd like to move this along very quickly now. Please bear with us. We are almost through with all the speakers. Our next person is the keynote speaker, and introducing the keynote speaker is somebody special. Please welcome Liajdawbnmaya.
Good morning, everyone. Liajdawbnmaya, Vice President of Central Wisconsin Hmong Professionals. It's an honor to be here on behalf of the Hmong American Center to introduce the keynote speaker. But before I do so, I will share that I truly believe failure and success does not happen alone. As a Marathon County community member who has benefited from the work of this very organization in our local community, both as a child and now as an adult with a little family of my own, how important this resource is to the quality of life and the social and economic growth it has had and will have on the community going into the future. The Hmong American Center is one of the strongest and largest Hmong associations in the state of Wisconsin, dating back to 1984 when the Lao Hmong veterans converted this volunteer-based entity into a 501c3 nonprofit, multifaceted community agency, 9 years after the first arrival of a Hmong family in Wausau, Wisconsin. I hope all of you know how incredible that is. To this day, the Hmong American Center continues to live out its mission, shifting and pivoting to stay relevant and providing education and resources to community members. They are mindful of minimizing friction for the most vulnerable. They are agile in tackling issues and identifying gaps to come up with impactful solutions that move our community forward. The Hmong American Center, formerly known as the Wausau Area Hmong Mutual Association, was organized to assist in community integration as well as economic and social advancement of Southeast Asian refugees, primarily Hmong, in the Wausau Marathon County area. The Lao veterans of the Hmong American Center helped put hundreds of people into the educational system, into the workforce, not part-time only, but into full-time positions. And many times the Hmong had 2 to 3 jobs at one time. I still recall my mother working 2 to 3 jobs growing up. The Hmong American Center helped families get out of welfare and into home ownership. That's huge. Look around you. This organization is only 39 years old, and in that span of time, the trajectory of a whole community shifted. I am a product of this organization, along with many of us here, and that happened with all the key stakeholders of this community, and all who are here right now at this festival. You are so instrumental to the failure and success of the Hmong American Center. Through this successful work, we get the opportunity to continue to evolve and be part of this community, to contribute effectively, and we get the privilege of bringing intentional and impactful special guest speakers like our next guest, because our strong organization continues to work hard in collaborating with local, state, and national partners. They understand the deep-rooted importance of representation mattering, leading to our ability to leverage our resources so our community doesn't hear representation being said, but our community, with the Army Corps of Engineers at the M2 Bradley Fighting Vehicle Production Facility, and as a director of contracting in the Washington, D.C. area. Colonel Hang also serves as the director of land supplier operations for the Defense Logistics Agency, Land and Maritime in Columbus, Ohio. Colonel Hang has one operational deployment to Bosnia-Herzegovina and 4 deployments to Afghanistan, Kuwait, and Iraq. He has numerous awards and decorations, including the Defense Superior Service Medal, Bronze Star Medal, and Defense Meritorious Service Medal. Colonel Hang was a recipient of the Defense Contract Management Agency's Best in Service and the overall Junior Officer of the Year Award for 2002. He's also a recipient of the Armor Association's Order of St. George Award, both bronze and silver, and the 2012 Army Acquisition Director of the Year at the Lieutenant Colonel level. In 2015, Colonel Hang was selected as one of the top 100 candidates for the John Maxwell Leadership Award. He currently serves on the board of the Starfish Assignment, a nonprofit organization in Columbus, Ohio, that partners local volunteers with the Columbus Police Department to better their communities. He enjoys running, having completed numerous marathons and 5 ultramarathons. His other passion is cycling, having completed a cross-country bicycle ride across the United States in 27 days. Colonel Yee Xiong and his better half are proud parents of 2 sons and 1 daughter. Everyone, please help welcome Colonel Yee Xiong to the stage.
Knows I need glasses to read. Mayor Rosenberg, distinguished Minnesota state and community leaders, members of the Wausau community, as well as our Hmong brothers and sisters who traveled from out of state to be here. Since I live in Minnesota, I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize 2 of my representatives, Minnesota Representative Colleen Her and Yee Xiong. Please stand up. Good morning. My name is Yee Xiong, and I am American Hmong descent. Thank you for the privilege to be here with you today, and for the honor to share my story and my military experience with you. Before I begin, I would like to take this opportunity to recognize my elders for their service to our country as members of the Special Guerrilla Unit. I was old enough when our family fled Laos to know what our elders went through and what they sacrificed so that we could have the life that we do today. I stand here as a retired colonel due to their sacrifices, the hardships they endured, and the trails that they blazed for me. 2 years ago, after Sunisa Lee had won gold at Tokyo Olympics, one of my West Point classmates called me. He called to catch up, but he also asked me how it felt to be replaced by Sunisa as the most famous Hmong person that he knew. I told my classmate that Sunisa had done more for the Hmong community in a short time than I had done my entire career, so I was super proud of Sunisa. If you count my 27 years in the Army and my 4 years at the Academy, I have spent more than half my life in the Army. Who I am today is largely a reflection of my time in the military. So after spending 31 years in the Army, it has taught me many lessons. And one of the best lessons is that no one is irreplaceable. In my opinion, the lesson that anyone can be replaced is what makes the military so good. The United States military is unmatched because it has the best technology and a healthy spending budget. But it is also unmatched because it teaches us that no one is irreplaceable. From my earliest Army training, we were taught to train those who leave to replace us. We did this because during a war, anything can happen. From a private to a general, they may be replaced. Additionally, we moved from one job to another every 2 or 3 years. Regardless of the job, one of our assignments was, before we left, was to do a left seat, right seat transition. During this time, we would train a person who replaced us and teach them everything that we knew. We did this transition to ensure continuity of operations that kept everything, especially the important tasks, running smoothly. This left seat, right seat lesson has stayed with me to this day, and it reminds me of a poem in 1900 by Will Allen Hmoob called The Bridge Builder. This poem is by an old man who, nearing the end of his life, had just safely crossed over a chasm. He then decides to spend his remaining time building a bridge he knew he would never need again. While he's building this bridge, another traveler stopped and asked him, "Oh man, why are you wasting your time building this bridge that you don't need?" The old man replied that he's not building a bridge for himself, but for another traveler, one who is younger and with less experience, that the old man knows one day will come this way. To me, this poem of being a bridge builder, for those who follow you, is a great lesson in living. Many of you here have blazed your own trails in your own career field. There will be many travelers who follow you, so stop and take the time to build a bridge for them. You have already faced many of the obstacles that they have yet to see. Take the time to build a bridge so that they can better face those obstacles. Back in 2016, Tim McGraw released a country song called Humble and Kind. The song gives advice about living while staying humble and kind. But I believe the most powerful message is found in the last line of the song. When you get where you're going, don't forget, turn back around and help the next one in line. Always stay humble and kind. So, how can you be a bridge builder and help those who follow you? You can do this by being a mentor, providing guidance and advice to those who will follow you on the trails that you've already blazed. Don't forget, turn back around and help the next one in life. I've had the honor of being a mentor, and I can tell you, there is great reward in watching your mentee grow as a person. Be a bridge builder. Another lesson the military has taught me is that rank and title are finite. They are only good for a limited time. I remember when I was a young Army officer, a retired general officer came to talk to us. The retired general officer spoke about what service to our country meant to him and why he chose to serve. However, one of the most important messages he shared was that his rank as a general did not mean much when he retired. He said that as a retired general officer, he got the same treatment at the VA hospital as any other military retiree. No one at the hospital cared that he was a retired general. They treated him like any other patient. They made him wait in line, and instead of calling him general, they just called him Mr. Focus on the titles that matter. Most of us will never be remembered by history for the titles that we earned while on this earth. Even the memory and importance of presents fade away, they are only remembered in the history books. I will wager a cup of coffee or an adult beverage that without the internet, most of us could not name more than half of 45 presidents. I'll bet 2 cups of coffee or 2 adult beverages that names like Presidents Van Buren, Pope, Fillmore, Pierce, Buchanan, and Arthur will not be on your list. And like money, you cannot take your titles with you. We all have a limited time on this earth. And when it's our time to leave, I bet that most of us probably won't be surrounded by the friends we made. We won't be surrounded by the patients we cared for. We won't be surrounded by the soldiers we led. We won't be surrounded by the students we taught. We won't be surrounded by the clients we represented in court. If you are, then you are one of the lucky few. Rather, for most of us, we'll be surrounded by our family. There's a scene from the movie The Accountant that stars Ben Affleck as Christian Wolf and J.K. Simmons as Agent Raymond King. In the scene, Christian Wolf is about to shoot Agent King. Christian Wolf asks Agent King if he's a good treasure agent. Agent King says he's not. Christian Wolf then asks Agent King, are you a good dad? To which Agent King replied, yeah, I have been a good dad. I am a lousy agent, and I have been a weak man. But that I did not screw up. That I got right. If you watch the movie, did you ever ask yourself why Christian Wolf did not shoot Agent King? I believe Christian Wolf let Agent King go because Agent King said that he was a good dad. Christian Wolf did not care if Agent King was a good agent. Rather, he cared that he was a good father. Focus on the titles that matter. So, instead of asking yourself if you were a good colonel, or if you were a good doctor, or if you were a good lawyer, or if you're a good whatever, instead ask yourself, were you a good father or mother? Were you a good uncle or aunt? Were you a good son or daughter? Were you a good brother or sister? And were you a good nephew or niece? These are the titles that matter. These are the titles that will stand the test of time long after you're gone. Focus on the titles that matter. The last lesson from military life I want to share with you is how the military chooses people.
Thank you, everyone. I will try to keep this as short as possible, but I wanted to acknowledge our guest speakers for their time today and in addressing and speaking for us as well. I noticed that Aiden and them are not here, so we'll probably have to address it a little, present it to them. But I know they have a meet and greet down at the second booth as well too. But the first individual that I want to recognize is Commander Neng Xiong, 個老上來呀，我們嚟用咩個 plaque 我講可以面前嗰個老上上來。Let's please give a round of applause to Commander Neng Xiong, recognize him for his contribution to this event. Commander Neng Xiong 設計的這個地方呢，我們從華山那邊摸考 plaque 呢，我幾種 share 嘅呢，就係個即係總之我覺得多睇啲係路，再 share 嘅俾到講好，即係俾到摸華山 festival 啦。The next individual I want to recognize was our keynote speaker, Colonel Yee Xiong. 個老上來呀，俾我個 plaque 呢，我就做個有路2星期整經嘅俾。Shaking the go home Hmong American Center 特别这个地方要路上啊，被我个正我个正喺就路正經嘅我努力做到被個紅紅嘅被路紅我 festival， 個到現在被用啊，到現在被用啲啦，我做到個即係路嘅個路上路上個特別。We thank you for your contribution not only to the United States but to our community as well. I thought that Aiden and them left, but they're actually still here. So I'm going to call Aiden to come on stage here, please, after that picture. Aiden, 最近個Hmong American Center 特別嘅最近地方有到論中咗啦，俾上嚟仲 share and welcome you to our local community. But we want to thank you for your words of wisdom. 這個道路出生這個道路決定，我覺得到到俾到 community here, 俾仲 share and we're proud to have you as a Wisconsinite, but also a family member in Wausau here as well. So we appreciate you and we present this plaque to you on behalf of the Hmong community of Marathon County. And last but not least, I know he's not here, but I do want to recognize Robert Ogburn, who is not here in person yet. But he is the Deputy Assistant Secretary. I know that his wife is here. We do have a plaque to honor him as well too, for being one of the first federal officials to be able to visit the Hmong community. So I'll have his wife come up here as well to accept the plaque on his reward, on his behalf. So on behalf of the Hmong American Center, the Hmong community of Marathon County, we acknowledge and thank you to come and show up here on behalf of Robert, but also to thank him for being a good advocate and supporter of the Hmong community. And we present this plaque on behalf of the Hmong community to him. Now, before I conclude my remarks, I do want to use this opportunity to acknowledge many of the elected officials that are here in person. If all federal or statewide representatives, please, if all congressmen that were here, I recall the scenes on one here, but if they are still here, please stand to be recognized. State officials, such as state representatives and senators, please stand to be recognized. I see my good friend, Representative Francesca Hong, who is the first Asian American to be elected in the United States Assembly, who is also here as well. Thank you for joining us. I want to use this opportunity to acknowledge Secretary Galuski for being here with us from the beginning and the end. If we can please give her a round of applause as well. Representative Snyder, thank you for joining us. I also want to acknowledge local officials such as county board supervisors, village trustees, city council, alderpersons, if you can all stand to be recognized. I want to also acknowledge school board members who are present here today, present and former, if you can please stand to be recognized. I want to acknowledge our foundation leaders such as Tim Parker, organizational partners such as Tim White, all who are all here supporting us. I want to acknowledge Lance Leonard, who is our county administrator, and I want to acknowledge the numerous clan leaders that are here today. I saw that Jessica Bowling was here a little bit earlier, but she is our Assistant Deputy Secretary for WIDA. If she can please stand to be recognized as well too. But last but not least, I do want to really use this opportunity to acknowledge our Hmong elected officials. I know that Mary Tow was here, but I didn't see her anymore. But I also want to acknowledge Representative Per and Representative Cha for being here as well. This is the first year in American history where we have the most elected legislators of Hmong descent in Minnesota. So we have to give them a round of applause for that. Now, I also want to make sure that I acknowledge all these sponsors who made this event possible. Specifically, our 3 partners, such as the Village of Weston, Town of Red Mountain, and the City of Wausau, for continuously being a partner in this event. If we can give them all a round of applause as well, too. Now, this event would never be possible if it wasn't for the planning committee, the numerous planning committee members, and the hundreds of volunteers that are here with us today, whether they're the MCs such as Koo or the emissions security folks, or even on the sports. We have to give them a round of applause because it is them who made this event possible. Last but not least, I want to use this opportunity again to thank all our vendors, our partners with NTC, our partners with our local partners, and everybody that's here today with us, because this event alone is only possible through the collaboration efforts of our partners between us and the Hmong American Center, the Wausau Parks Department, Marathon County, City of Wausau, and many other partners have made this event possible. I know this past year has been a tough year for the Hmong community in the local area here, because in April, many of our Hmong students, future generations, experienced discrimination and racism. Many of them were insulted for wearing Hmong clothes to school, or being discriminated by their teachers of some sort. But nonetheless, we will remember the challenges of families such as the Van Paki family who had gone through such discrimination. But one thing we do know is the fact that that doesn't represent Marathon County. That Marathon County, Wisconsin, Central Wisconsin is better than that. This event is an example of that unity, of that collaboration. And I'm hoping, and just like what Major Neng Xiong said, call upon everybody, regardless of the political beliefs, to unite together to address the issues and challenges we have ahead, and making sure that our community truly is a community for all. With that said, thank you all for your time, and I really appreciate and thank each and every one of you for joining us today, and please enjoy our vendors and the 6th annual Hmong Wausau Festival. Thank you.
Yee Xiong, ladies and gentlemen. This festival is here because of that guy right there. So thank you very much. Thank you. This concludes our morning program. We want to thank you for your patience, being here, sitting throughout this morning's program, listening to all the wonderful speakers. Please go out there, put your dark shades on. Go out there. Put your dark shades on, enjoy the athletes, enjoy the vendors, enjoy the food, enjoy this whole day. I will see you next year if they don't